Dad?
Yeah, I'm here. You ready? Let's go.
We're live. Frick, we good?
Yeah?
We live now?
Yeah.
We good?
Yes, we're live now. Go.
Hey folks, welcome. This is Thursday night, obviously. This is our 22nd class, Purple Heart Project / Training the Hand. And we are halfway through. We have Friday and Saturday left. So the guys have been busy working. We start our class at 7:30 in the morning, and we work usually until 9:30, 10 o'clock. So on Monday we did sharpening. On Tuesday we did dovetails. On Wednesday we did dimensioning lumber. And today we started the morning finishing the lumber we were dimensioning. And then in the afternoon we started on half-blind dovetails. So that's what they've been working on all day. We're going to take a little walk around, see what they're doing, get them to show their stuff. And maybe you'll see something that will inspire you. I should say that this is the second hour of our twice monthly online workshop, and we do this as a way of fundraising to support our Purple Heart Project. If you're not sure, if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is where we bring 6 times a year, we bring in 7 combat wounded veterans from all over the world, along with 7 paying students, and we have this 6-day class. Each of the vets takes home, in US dollars, approximately $4,000 worth of premium hand tools. And thanks to Jack Lane and Jim Rossetti and all the multiple volunteers who build benches, we have what's called the Bench Brigade. And each of these vets will have a bench built for them and delivered to their home within the next month or so. We actually had one that was delivered today. It's already been stacked away and ready to go home with Eric. So if you're interested in supporting us, we are now a registered 501c3 in the United States and working on it in Canada. Somebody will put up on the screen how you do that. A big shout out to Angie at home, getting ready to come to work. Ken Anthony's here. Ken manages our production shop where we build woodworking hand tools. You can check that out at RobCosman.com. Moose is here with his famous dead cat sweater. Colonel Luther Sheely's here as well. Jake's behind the camera. Frick's running the show. And yours truly is going to go around and irritate people. Say hello, everybody. Hello. How's that? So we're going to make our way around. Our first stop is going to be in northwestern Florida. A place called Tallahassee.
No, Pensacola.
Well, when you leave Tallahassee, then you drive to Pensacola.
That's right.
And that's the home of the Blue Angels.
That's right.
Summer home.
Great home.
Winter home? Winter home or summer home?
All the time.
All the time, all the time. Okay.
I'd like to say hello to my wife.
I'd
I'd like to say hello to my wife, my kids. I miss y'all. Susan's my wife. And I've got 3 boys, Christopher, BJ, and Wesley.
How old are they?
Wesley's like 30. And,
Youngest or oldest?
and then the oldest is 17. Next is 17 in line. And the next one is, I think he's 13 or 14. I think he just turned 14. Yeah, he did. He just turned 14 because he got his learner's permit.
Uh-oh. Not good.
No.
Jim
he
is
loves driving.
Jim is a Vietnam veteran, combat wounded vet from the Vietnam era.
Not many live, that's for sure.
No, there isn't. What are you doing? Okay. So you've been working here all day, all week. What do you got to show
I'm
us?
learning how to do dovetails. I'm going to get it down before I leave. But
That sounds like
it's
someone
fun.
I know.
It's fun. That's all.
Camaraderie's good?
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, is having fun.
Food was good?
Food is fabulous. Fabulous. I done put on 5 pounds. I know I have. They should get all mad at me for that, but it's going to be I'd like to say hello to my daughters, Christy and April.
These are the ones that sell your
Yeah, the ones
charcuterie
they're
board.
trying to sell them, but they could do all right.
Do you have a website?
No.
No, okay, we would
My
promote
youngest
that. for
daughter
you.
says she's gonna build me one, but I have yet to see it.
It'll come.
But
in
they
time.
sell them downtown and places like that.
How are the tools?
Oh, the tools are great. I love them. I love them. And you're absolutely right about the better the tools, the better the work. That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But my wife and I would like to give you a little gift there.
Thank you.
Share it with everybody. Spend it like you want. And,
Thank you very much.
yeah.
This is a
Donate it
very
to
nice,
whatever.
very nice donation.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Jim. That's much appreciated.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you. Appreciate your
Appreciate you.
generosity. Well, we're just happy to
You'll
be
be
here,
ever
and
down there?
we're thrilled to be able to do it.
Ever down
When we
there in
do
Florida,
come, we're all
come on
coming,
down.
so I hope you have lots of bids.
We'll make room.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
So if that dovetail gets done tonight, call me back.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Matt, you ready?
What are you going to say?
Pardon?
What are you going to say?
What do you say? You want to hold that? You can. You want to? What I want, just because it doesn't pick up very well. Show me your. Is this the best one
So far.
so far? Okay, this is really good. So I'm gonna let you come in real close on this. So how many dovetails did you cut in preparation for coming here?
0.
0. So this would be number 1.
Correct.
Very first. Says it on the inside. Matt, combat wounded vet,
That's right.
Army,
Army. 10 years.
10 years. Anybody at home you want to say hello to? By the way, I already told you, that's remarkable.
Thank you. My wife and kids back home in West Virginia.
Talk over there.
Let's say hi to my wife and kids back home in West Virginia.
How's the week been? Tell them. Tell them how the food was.
The food is the best food I've ever had in my life, every day. The training is good. I've never done any quality woodworking up until this point. It's just been kind of fiddling around in the shop. And this is a whole different level for me.
Excited to go home and do more?
Oh, yeah.
Will you?
I will.
You're gonna have a bench. Who's building your bench? Do you remember?
I don't know.
Did we list off the names of who's building benches yet? Jack, if you're watching, Jake. Jack, if you're watching, would you let us know who's building the benches for the individuals so we can make that announcement? Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I'll take the mic and shake your hand. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
More than our pleasure. Some are right down to their knees.
Praying for a good dovetail.
So this is Pat. So this is interesting because I'm just going to get you to hold that because the mic doesn't pick up very well. So this is the yeah, you got to get fairly close. This is the first time I think I've ever had anybody in my class that I grew up. We went to school together through high school. So, and we've lived in the same community. So Pat actually just lives up the street. So he's a retired harbor pilot. So he would go out beyond the harbor and get on the ship and then guide the ship in. I don't know how that fits into dovetails.
Fits in very well.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Make sure he
It's
marks the
a
depth
great,
on the back of his
relaxing,
chisel. Show him what he's doing.
not hobby/craft to be able to do, and also to be involved in this group, in this organization that Rob and his team have put together. It's all for a great cause, and to be able to sit and live the last 3-4 days, whatever it's been now, and still days to go, with these vets and with other civilians, and hear what they've been through and what they've done
Is the
for our
mic deep
countries.
enough?
It's a great experience. Nothing bad about it at all.
You said the food was good.
No, I didn't, but that I have no problem saying the food was great, actually, and it's continuously, every meal is a different meal. There's a great staff working in the galley to ensure that we're well fed with very tasty and nutritious meals,
And lots of it.
and lots of it.
And did you want to send a big shout out to Kevin?
Oh, Yeah, okay. My brother Kevin and my children, Benjamin and his wife Justine and Nicholas and Alicia and Caroline and Pierre and Christian and Casey.
Don't forget, I do that all the time. All right, tell me this. What's your biggest takeaway? Now, we still have Friday and Saturday to go, so we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday under our belt, 4, and we've got 2 to go. So based on what you've had so far, what's your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway is not the woodworking, it's the people in here. It's the community in here. That's the biggest takeaway, and how we're all mingling together. Some from the U.S., some from different parts of Canada, and we're all getting along just great. We're enjoying everybody's stories that they have to tell and experiences in life, what they've been through. The woodworking itself is fabulous. We've got a high-end, top-notch instructor here. Here.
No,
Here.
I was pointing at Steve. We all learned to fly helicopters.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been very good. As I say, the instruction's great, but the community that he is instrumental in bringing us together is really the most important.
Well, it creates a really nice learning environment. So I think everybody in here is comfortable. Nobody's afraid to make a mistake. Nobody's afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, and we ask each other for help too.
Yep.
I'll go over and ask Steve or Matt, see what he's doing. Eric.
You know, the best part is you live right here.
Yeah.
And now that you've been here and you've been part of it, you're never more than a couple kilometers away to stop in future classes and just, you know what? It's always nice to be able to come back with a bit of experience, and you never know what.
Touch base.
Yep. Yeah,
Right
absolutely.
On, right on.
Thank you,
Okay.
Matt. I appreciate
Very
you being
good.
here.
Pleasure
We'll
to be
see
here.
more of you.
All right.
This is an empty bench, but this gentleman brought his wife with him, so he goes home right after supper, or just before supper, to spend some time with hers, which is nice of Bob to do. Not sure where his best one is. We may have to come back on that. I want to show you something over here. I think I showed it to the audience before, but I want to make sure they know it again. So this is, when we built this facility, in case you haven't figured it out, it would double as our roller hockey rink when we couldn't get into the ice rinks. And that's what's on the boards. We take part of it down in order to run the class, but you can see on the floor where the goalie or the net would be. But we built a special room over here. So if you don't know anything about combat wounded veterans, a lot of times they've had what are called traumatic brain injuries. And as a result, they'll get debilitating headaches and all kinds of things that are just tough to live with. So we decided to make a special room that we had airtight attic insulators come in and blow in insulation to make it as soundproof as possible. But we wanted to go a step further, and Al McNeil works here. Al is a combat wounded vet from St. John, 22 years, armor. He actually retired as a tank commander. He got blown up in his last tour in Afghanistan. And he had a really touching story today when he explained why he wanted to have this room named Lucas's Lounge. And I can't recount the story for you, but it's in memory of 6 Canadian soldiers who all died at the same time when their LAV, light armored vehicle, went over an IED, and that was it. Anyway, so Kevin Lasky, who now works here, is an incredible artist. Picked up painting while recovering from a motorcycle accident when he was 16. He did our MASH room. He's doing our front wall, which is in memory of Joe Power. That's why it's called the Joe Power Memorial. But I had him do, Eric, tell me again what this is. Eric is our only combat wounded Canadian vet. We're going to come talk to him, but tell them what this is.
These colors, as you see here, is our infantry regiment called the Royal Canadian Regiment. There is 3 regiments for this brigade, and they're one of the oldest infantry regular force units that we have in Canada.
So this was all painted by Kevin, and they did a fantastic job. You can see they even painted, so it looked like it's the banner hanging on there. So that room has special meaning. All right, let's go up this way. Now, is Jeff here? No. Oh, Jeff went home, but he said I could. Jeff had a misbehaving dog. He had to go home and take care of. So I'm just going to show you. So Jeff, is this Jeff? Does anybody know? Is this Jeff's first experience with Dovetails here?
I believe it is, yeah.
Okay, so there was his number, his very first through Dovetail. And I have them cut them in pine, and I'll explain to you why. And there's his very first half blind that he did today. And when we do them, they have to cut it and assemble it right from the saw. So the whole idea is you lay out, you cut, you glue, and you assemble. And it teaches them to be very precise. Pine requires extremely sharp tools. It requires very careful work, because if you lean on it or you leverage your chisel against it, you're going to leave a mark that's going to stay there. So teaches them a level of finesse with their tools right out of the gate, which I think is really good. So that's his. Which way do we come down? We're going up through the middle. We're going through the middle. Who's this tall guy?
I'm Chris.
Chris, and unfortunately, you got to hold it fairly
sure.
close, just because all the surrounding noise. Okay. So, Chris, where are you from?
Mankato, Minnesota.
Okay.
My name's Chris German.
All right. And you're tall.
You got me an extra tall
So we
bench,
gave you the tall bench.
So that's good.
Which is good. Didn't hurt your back. Let's start off by looking at your work.
Yeah,
Tell me
let's do
first,
that.
how many dovetails have you cut prior to coming here?
I practiced a couple times before I got here.
So,
but
what would you call this? Number what?
I would call this probably number 6.
Number 6. Okay, let's have a look. It's actually really good.
This is number 7, which I think is not as good as number 6.
But have you planed it up already? You did.
Yeah, I think I
Got a little bit of a gap down there. But the back side, on the pin side, is actually looking pretty good. Are you working on through dovetail or a half line right now?
I'm still working on the half line, yep.
Okay, let me ask you the question. You're a civilian coming to this class. We always have to fill our spots, although it hasn't been hard. I still like to encourage people. What can you, it's all right, my mic's here, it's good. What would you say to somebody thinking about going and taking woodworking class somewhere? What would you say that may influence them about coming here?
Well, this is an absolute different level of woodworking class than I've ever taken. I've taken a couple before at the local woodworking wood stores, and but really you get a level of detail and instruction and hands-on, and just you can look at your I can give you my chisel and have you look at it and tell me it's not quite there yet, and that's something that I haven't really been able to get elsewhere. So if you're serious about woodworking, or you are doing it but it's not quite coming along, or you just want to improve, your skills will improve exponentially coming to your class.
And your weight?
My weight?
And your weight?
My weight now?
What will happen?
Oh yeah, your weight will go up. Well, here.
Proportionally?
Take a look. At least 5 pounds, maybe 10.
Obviously, we're not working you hard enough.
Yeah, right. It's funny, I'm so full after a meal, and then a couple hours later, I'm starving again. All of I think you burn a lot of calories by doing this work.
Well, you guys do a pretty good job of cleaning up, but we generate a lot. This is a hard. Hand tool woodworking is all powered by your muscles, and they do work. They work hard. Anyone to say hi to at home?
Oh gosh, I'd like to say hi to my wife Erica and my son
Is
Brady.
she an E-R-I-C?
She's a K.
K? Oh, so is our Erica.
And my son Brady, and my step daughter Erin, and son Eddie, and then my mom and my dad, and my sister Kelly, and my brother Scott.
I thought you were going through the whole neighborhood there for a minute.
They're all watching. I texted them.
Oh,
so.
they did.
Hey,
I do think he deserves an award for owning the most of our songs.
Yes.
Oh gosh, I
yes.
have. Don't.
One of each, including.
Listen,
Hannah.
my
She might not know that.
my wife is watching, so let's not go there. Okay, how
He's
about
only
that?
got two.
Yeah, that's right.
And we loaned them to him.
That's right. That's right. No, thanks.
Takeaway. Best part of the first 4 days you've had.
Well, it's the people that are here and the friendships that we're making, and the hands-on experience and just the whole. I mean, I took a vacation to come here, right? And it's well worth it. So the takeaway is when I come home and I get to my own bench, I'm going to be able to saw to a line, sharpen my tools, and the projects that I'll make, I'll remember the skills that I've learned here, and every little bit, this vacation is going to be in all my future woodworking pieces, and that means a lot.
Yeah. I try to stress, we put in the time so that when you leave, you've done everything so many times, you're not trying to remember. It's almost now a habit. Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for sharing your story today, too. Well, would you like to say something?
Well, I'd like to say hi to my wife, Michelle, at home.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Mark Cornelio. I'm from Vancouver, Washington.
We have in common. Tell them what you and your wife used to do. This still blows me away.
We used to drag race. Both of us had vehicles, and we like to do quarter-mile drag racing.
And who was faster?
Me.
Okay. End that there. Okay, let's can we look at your is this your best?
Yeah, that's my best so far.
How many half blinds have oh by the way, tell them what you're about to do. The transition you just made.
What's that?
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
Wrong guy. Sorry. Your wife's probably having
Wait
a
a
heart
minute.
attack right now. Oh well, hey, I met a lot of people.
It's on Dad's bed.
This is the first ever half blind?
Yes.
Okay. Take a look.
This will be number 2.
Be number 2. Where's your through?
Through,
Where's the best one?
I don't know. Maybe that.
Okay. Good in the pins. Little problem down there, but that's a chiseling issue.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that was probably the second one.
Where are your sharpening skills?
Sharpening skills went from having 0 to now I feel pretty confident about it. So
Can make it work?
yeah, absolutely.
What about a shooting board? How had you used that before you came?
I had definitely not used a shooting board.
And how important is that now to your process?
It's critical to the precision, absolutely.
And what is this?
That's a new product that you guys are working on. That's a prototype, but it really does help with the shooting process and being able to grip.
Fits the hand nicely.
Fits the hand nicely and comfortably.
Wow.
Without that, trying to use a plane like this to shoot, it could dig into your hand after a while, so you could get fatigue after a certain amount of time. That's going to alleviate that.
So you've spent the last 4 days here. What's your overall impression so far?
I would say just an amazing program overall. You know, the goals of the project with the veterans is amazing. The opportunity to come here and learn with you and to learn with the other instructors who have a lot of experience has been very valuable, just incredibly valuable to me. I didn't have any opportunity to do that back in high school times, and really there just isn't anything at this level that can be condensed into a week. I think, like was just mentioned there by Chris, you know, to be able to take 1 week of vacation and compress this much instruction into 1 week is amazing.
So what had you ever spent any time around vets like you have in this last week?
No,
Wounded
definitely
vets?
not wounded vets.
No.
So just amazing stories. It really makes a lot of things that you see on the news or you hear are real.
Yeah.
That's been very valuable.
What would be your suggestion? There's always people wanting to take a woodworking course because most people that take up woodworking literally either read a book or watch a video, but they don't have access. So for somebody wanting to improve particularly their hand tool skills, how would you sell this course to them?
Yeah, I would say that this is, in my case, where I have power tool experience but not hand tool experience, this is the missing piece. This is the piece in the puzzle that I did not have. So I think that's very valuable. I also think it's very approachable, the steps and the way you teach. I mean, people can see on YouTube to get a preview of that, but to come in person and have that amped up, where you can actually get the live feedback of how you're doing, that's just next level from watching videos for sure.
Wonderful. And the food?
Food's been delicious, and the folks that have been making it have been very nice, and they're just amazing people too.
Yeah, I agree.
Which a lot of them is your family. It's very much a family affair.
It is very much a family affair. It is. Well, thank you. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Dare we? Dare we? Yeah, you have to hold it fairly close because of the surrounding noise. So this is another of our combat wounded vets. This is Steve. Steve, I don't know how much you can tell about, he's soon to retire.
Yep.
I'll let you tell whatever you want to tell.
Yeah, I'm just getting ready to transition from the military after 20 years of active service.
Can you tell them what you used to do?
Yep, I came in the military as a helicopter pilot. Flew Black Hawk helicopters for the 160th SOAR, and enjoyed every minute of my military experience.
Big shout out to Danny Bell.
Yeah, big shout out to Danny Bell Woodworks. Shout out to, we got a lot of people watching today. So
Good, say it all.
I don't know if you got enough airtime.
I do. We'll stay.
We got my dad, Nick, who actually got me into woodworking. I remember working down in the basement with him when I was a young child, and learned a lot of skills from him. And just got to enjoy bonding with him. My brother's on, Greg. Probably got a couple other brothers on as well. Greg's
How many brothers?
I got four brothers. 4 brothers? 5 boys in the family. My younger brother, Greg, he's a veteran as well.
Really?
In the Army. Did deployment to Iraq. And then my younger brother, Chris, he's still in the Army. I think he's up to 5 or 6 year-long deployments. Both woodworkers as well.
Yeah?
And then my
Hide your tools.
I know, exactly. My kids, watching back home, Jaden, Logan, Ella, and Ava, give you a shout out. Yeah, I'm just loving being here. Like I told you earlier, I came across your videos a couple years ago, and recently inspired to put an application in and be up here and do this, and it's changed my life. So.
Well, we're honored to have you, but I want you to address somebody important. You're close enough to retirement. You've been through all of this. I want you to talk to combat wounded vets sitting at home wondering what's next.
Yeah, so I would tell people that I thought it wasn't for me. I didn't think I was worthy of going. But I would tell everybody else that they are worthy to be here, and that they need to be here because of the peace that it brings you, the ability to shut out all the noise and find solace.
Wood is good?
Wood is good. Wood is really good.
Have you got something to be you're proud of?
I do. This was number 2. Number 1 didn't go as planned. But this is my number 2 Dovetail.
So how many have you cut prior to, like when you were waiting in a helicopter, nothing to do? How many dovetails have you cut?
0.
0.
Second one in my whole life.
Second one your whole life. That's actually, I'm pretty sure that's better than Danny Bell. That's really good. Are you working on have you finished your half blind, or are you just working on it?
Nope, still working on it. I got to cut the waist out, and that's my first half blind, and I don't think it's going to be too shabby. Not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad.
Last thing, a lot of people, especially those watching, have contributed that make this. We're the face, but we couldn't do it at the scale we're doing it now by ourselves. And hundreds, if not thousands, of people have stepped up and wanted to participate, wanted to help out financially. Can you address that?
Yeah, I just from the bottom of my heart, I'd really like to say thank you to everybody that's given in some way. It's overwhelming, the support that we get. Sometimes it feels like too much at sometimes, but having the opportunity to be here and to be with the other students that are here and to bond with, making good friendships with Eric in front of me here, Canadian Special Forces soldier, being able to relate to other veterans, that wouldn't be possible without people's generous donations.
I agree.
Thank you to them.
I agree. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you.
You've been fun.
Thanks.
We're not done. Now, we enter French territory. I have to brush up. Comment ça va?
Start brushing up. Ça va
Michaud?
bien, vous, monsieur?
Oh, très bien.
Excellent. Bonjour tout le monde. Je m'appelle Eric Labine. Okay, I'll cut that out.
I'll interpret. How you doing, guys?
My name's Eric Labine. I'm from Canada, originally from the outskirts of Montreal. I served 20 years in the military from 1990 to 2010, then joined the public service for the military, serving as a civilian member. And I got extremely bored of that, and I missed the camaraderie with my friends in uniform. So I decided to join the police. I was an RCMP member, which is Royal Canadian Mounted Police, for 4 years. Went back into my specialty with the RCMP as a bomb disposal specialist and a explosive force entry specialist. In the military, I was also a bomb disposal specialist, and I served with our Special Forces unit, JTF-2, for just shy of 6 years. And JTF-2 is, our sister unit of the States is SEAL Team 6.
So tell somebody who doesn't know, what does an EOD? What would your job be out in the field?
EOD in the field, if it's in a garrison duties, part of your base back home, it's getting rid of unexploded ordnance that the infantry, so they basically use rockets, grenades, pyrotechnics, and whatever does not function, I go up next to it, I place a explosive charge, and I make it go away. In a combat-related area, same thing. But now we're dealing with the roadside bombs, car bombs. So basically, we are dismantling any type of IEDs that are specifically made to kill the troops. And where there's one IED, there's always a second one. And the second one is usually targeted against the EOD technician himself.
Doesn't sound like fun.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
Literally.
You're such a comedian. All right, now let's get serious.
Right on.
Let's talk directly to your fellow soldiers, because you've been through the process. You only found out about us how long ago?
Approximately 2 weeks ago.
How far away do you live?
I live an hour away.
You could have visited, you know.
I will from now on.
Okay.
But I need the invite.
Not too often.
The invite is standing.
Invite is standing. You heard that, everybody.
First of all, how did you find us?
Basically, I was searching on the internet, and somehow a link led me here. I really have no idea, because I never knew about
Were you searching for the Oracle?
I was. But the local zoo is quite far, so...
Inside joke.
So, for myself, I'm a wounded veteran. We got shot down in a Chinook helicopter going on an operation while I was in the Special Forces. Suffered from PTSD, and since I was doing a lot of explosive force entry, which is basically blowing up walls, windows, and doors at a distance of 3 meters, 5 meters for windows and doors. After doing that for 6 years, 40, 50 charges a week, I developed a TBI, and I got like shaky hand syndromes now.
From that?
From that.
Really?
Yeah. So coming here, I kind of figured out by myself that this is not only a good venue for mental health, for me, it's a good physiotherapy.
Really?
Yeah. My hands are, I've lost a lot of my gross motor skills and my fine motor skills, and I find that this is most probably going to help me out.
Excellent. How's the food?
Huh. Food, the best. If you ever come,
Better than the woodworking instruction?
yes, because the woodworking instruction, if you look at
Kill
my
me.
work, it's horrible. Disarming bombs is a lot easier, believe me.
Did I asked you? I think you got distracted. Talked about the soldiers that need to be here. Talk directly to the soldiers who's sitting at home that maybe doesn't think he's worthy. That's what we hear most common.
Okay.
Address that, please.
All right, for all my Canadian compatriots, U.S. soldiers, Canadian soldiers, any allied force that suffers from a combat injury, you have to get on this program. You meet wonderful people, people from other countries, excellent instructors. Go on the website, the purpleheartfoundation.org, if I'm not mistaken. And
They'll list it just in
okay,
case.
awesome. Yeah, fill out the paperwork. When I filled out the paperwork about 2 weeks ago, I never thought I'd come here. Never worked with wood, aside from cutting a 2x4, and that was all crooked. But yeah, fill out the paperwork. Come on down, you will not regret it.
What happened to you today?
I learned something.
No, what happened to you today?
Delivery.
Oh, my wife, Jennifer McInnes, decided to pay me a visit with my dog. His name is Karma, German Shepherd.
German Shepherd / horse.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
he's a big dog.
The only way, he was at
Clydesdale.
140?
He was at 137.
137?
He is a very tall German Shepherd, and basically a lot of exercises. He gets me out of the house a lot, so it was exercise for him, exercise for me, and now he weighs a slim 115.
Now I got to remind you of one more thing that happened today. What happened
Delivery.
today, right around lunchtime, just before lunchtime?
It's
What
big.
happened?
It has an
We
MDF.
moved it
Oh,
up.
yes. Done, yeah.
You just say TBI.
Yeah, exactly. We could retake that part, eh?
Yeah, we can. No, it's live.
Yeah, so the wounded veterans are actually blessed to get a work bench, not a work table. I was corrected this
Thank
afternoon.
you. You
A
didn't
work
call it a
bench.
desk either.
Oh God, no! I don't fly a desk. I hate flying a desk. But anyways, it looks similar to the one I'm working on now. Every wounded warrior gets one, and yeah, I received the greatest gift that is going to start off my woodworking hobby.
And who brought it?
It is they are called the Woodworking Guild of Kodiak. So it's basically, Kodiak is a suburb of the city of Moncton. Two members of the woodworking community.
Ross and Jim.
Ross and Jim. They brought me that table, and it's going to go to very good use.
Brand new.
Brand new, not even a scratch on it. So my skills with this table just went up a couple notches.
Last thing. Lots of the people that watch are the people that support this program, so we can do it.
Oh my God. The people who support this program, I cannot thank you enough. And it goes without saying, all of my friends here, regardless if they're military or civilian, like, they thank you, I thank you very much. Your thoughtfulness and your generosity is very grateful. I am very grateful for what you are doing for us.
Très bien, merci.
Merci beaucoup, mon ami. À la prochaine ou à tantôt.
talk
Bon
later.
appetit.
All right. I'll go back to my glass
Yes.
of French wine here.
Go back to Well, 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 look what we have here. Busy Beaver. Wow. He could have. Jim, how many you got? How many of you? I don't think anybody's got this many done. Can we get real critical here? You hold that, and then
All right.
you have it fairly close.
Okay.
So
I put my best one on top.
Okay, all right. So the guy that I mistakenly said. So Jim really impressed me. He decided that what he was doing for a living wasn't for him. You tell me if I'm not supposed to say this.
No, you're good.
And he decided to change course midstream, and he's going to try woodworking for a living. So kudos to somebody who's brave enough to step outside and say, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I want to enjoy life. So you got a lot of purpose behind you. So have a look at this. How many dovetails have you cut prior to coming?
I probably cut, I don't know, maybe a dozen.
Dozen? Okay. So you
they
get
all took forever.
A little more practice than others. Here you go. And you can go down through the pile, and there's not that much difference. So he's been hitting it off. Well, we get deep enough, we might find a few that are
They're less great.
This is your first half blind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Working on the second right now.
Okay. Room for a little improvement on that one, but that's all right. So you've been here 4 days. Tell the audience what's your experience been like?
It's been a really good experience. It's funny though. I thought I signed up for a woodworking class and I got a lot more than that. It's been this amazing experience getting to meet these combat wounded veterans and hear their stories and their experiences. That's not something I don't encounter a lot of combat wounded veterans in my day-to-day life, and it's been really enriching to kind of hear from them, and I think it's made the experience that much better. And I've been really impressed with the organization around the Purple Heart Project and the work and the dedication and the passion there. And I see the impact on the folks around me, and the people I've met and the relationships I've built have been incredible.
Good. Talk to fellow budding woodworkers who want to improve their hand tool woodworking.
Yeah.
Should they be here?
It's a really good program for improving your hand tool skills. One of the things that I think Rob focuses on and his methods focus on is being able to be both precise and efficient in your hand tool work. So when you're cutting dovetails, being able to assemble them off the saw.
That's a really good compliment. Thank you.
Being able to assemble them off the saw so that you can confidently build them at a rate that's not going to, in my case, make me broke.
Anyone to say hello to at home?
Yeah, I was just a shout out to my wife Katie and my sons Leo and Henry. They helped me out in the shop as well, and certainly made it possible for me to take a week or more away from home and come out here.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, keep at it. The night is young. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks.
Thank you. Let's go down this side. Well. We have a latecomer. John got held up with flights on his way, so he didn't get here till mid-afternoon, but he's not lost any time. John, you just have to hold that fairly close to your mouth. So I'm just going to brag about you for a second. How many dovetails had you cut prior to this?
By hand, none.
None? So this is the first dovetail you'd ever cut by hand. Mind me asking how old you are?
I'll be 60 in July.
60 in July. That's pretty impressive. Well laid out, well executed. Very good. Now tell them how great of an instructor Luther is. Where is he?
That's the great thing. You guys probably know Rob, but you don't realize he's not the only one teaching. There are two other guys, Luther, who is back there always a source of information and entertainment. And then Mike is another graduate of the program who's here helping. And so if you need help, all you got to do is say help, and someone's going to be at your bench in just a matter of seconds. And that's great. Also, you can go around and watch someone else. A very relaxed atmosphere and great learning environment. But I think, as Jim was saying, it's been a whole lot more than just a woodworking class. Getting to meet the veterans, hear their stories, has really been inspiring.
And you're the father of?
I have two boys. The older one, Sawyer, is an air traffic controller for the Navy in Pensacola. So I kind of have a little bit of feel for what it's like, and really appreciation for the people that serve our country, that serve me. And it's just been a fantastic experience. And you know, like the classes fill up, like you said, probably in a week or so. But there's a wait list. That's how I got here. I got on the wait list, and then I got the email that an opening was in. I missed out on the first one, and then I got another notice, and I jumped on that. And, all right?
Yeah, somebody canceled at the last minute.
Yeah. So you never know.
Yeah. So you were able to drop what you were doing and come, which is fantastic.
Retirement is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So 4 days in, what's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest eye-opening skill development?
I think the biggest takeaway is that I can do it. It's just going to take some practice. You watch Rob do it, and Nick can do it in his sleep. We can't do it in our sleep, but we can do it. It just takes practice. That's actually what I'm doing now, is just practicing the basic skill of cutting straight, because that's central to everything that we're doing. And so this is a great environment for that, and you can get help. So that's probably the biggest thing, is that I can do it. Anyone can do it. You just got to take a little time and practice and patience.
Any complaints about the food?
I told Rob earlier, I sometimes think the woodworking is just something we do between the meals. The food has been fantastic, cooked from scratch, and bread baked right here in this little kitchen. It's been fantastic. Every meal just seems to get better and better.
Wonderful. Anyone? Did you say hello to anybody at home?
The whole Gen 1 crowd. My wife Kim, my brothers, their wives are watching. I don't know if the boys are. But yeah, I am here. I haven't spent too much money. Yeah, but there's a discount. There's a discount.
Yes.
So
make use of it.
We still have a couple days to go. I need to ask about shipping for some stuff, because I'm flying on the Jacksonville. I don't want
We're
carry
happy
this
to
stuff.
ship.
Okay, then we'll talk off camera.
Yeah, we will. All right. Thank you, John. Appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
Well, we mosey on down here to Mikel's, Mikell. It's thrown me all week. So he has in front of him, how many? Fourth attempt? First attempt, right? First attempt and half line.
Attempt.
Yep.
Took me 4 attempts to get to
You
this.
need to hold that close to your mouth too, because
Close to mouth. I heard you mention Jack Lane about getting names to bench brigades.
Yes.
Here's the name of my bench builder. He's already contacted me.
Yes. So Art Goddard is going to build a bench for Mike, and it'll be delivered. Thank you, Art.
Mike Miller.
How did you find that out? How did you get that information?
He's already been in contact with me.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Mike Miller from Tucson, Arizona.
Keep talking.
U.S. Army veteran, OIF, 2003, 2004.
What's OIF?
Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Okay.
Also a USAR, which is United States Army Reserve, retired. OIF, 257 Transportation Company. We logged in over 2.2 million mission miles. We had 4 platoons.
Moving supplies.
All in heavy.
What's that mean?
M1 Abrams tanks.
Oh, really?
Anything heavy.
In country?
In country, yes. We're hauling the M1 Abrams tanks, the M88 armored maintenance recovery vehicle. We hauled about 6 different countries in and out of Iraq. Even though we're base camped in Kuwait, majority of our time was in Iraq. We have 4 platoons. At least 3 platoons at any given time is on the road.
Moving equipment.
We've gone as far as Mosul, Talafar by the Syrian border, Baghdad, Fallujah, you name it, we've been
Everywhere.
We just, whether it's a deuce and a half or an M113 armored personnel carrier to the M1 Abrams, we did get to move. It was kind of a hassle to learn to move a amphibious Navy Seabees vehicle. It's not designed for our trucks, but we got it to work. So that was our Staff Sergeant Conger he got us to work. He's very knowledgeable.
What brought you to us? How did you come across this program?
The way I actually learned about Rob Cosman, the YouTube channel, is I was looking up for how to make boxes, and I found your hidden hinge.
Yeah, wood hinge.
And from there on, I just kept watching, and then I started learning more about the PHP, the Purple Heart Project. It took me about 1.5 years to get the courage to apply.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're glad you're here. No matter how long it takes, as long as you got here.
Well, Dave Benson, Super Dave, he's been a very instrumental part of me.
He's done something good?
Huh?
He's done something good?
Just being here, being part of the program, it's good. Well,
Super Dave.
Well, Super Dave kept in contact with me when I applied in late 2019. Then that was December of 2019, and you know how
we lost
how
all,
things
we
went.
lost all of 2020.
Yeah, and when restrictions were finally lifted, Super Dave, Mike, go ahead and reapply. So I did. Next thing you know,
he kept on you.
Yes, he did. Then next thing I know, I'm getting a call. Mike, can I pencil you in for May? Sure. Sign me up. I'm ready to go. So here I am. But that me watching your YouTube channel just to learning how to make boxes brought me into the PHP. So
excellent.
And I have discussed the PHP with the other veterans, even though I haven't been here. They don't know about it. And I didn't know about that program. I didn't hear about it. And I said, well, this is what you got to do. Go to the website, fill out your application, and go from there.
I think Luther told me we only get enough applications that we take 1 in 3. So it's not a long shot at getting in. We are not well known, but how do you get the word out there?
Word of mouth.
Yeah. Well, it's you guys, right?
Right.
Once you've been here, it's your responsibility to take this to the other guys. That's why we have something called a blue chip, which these guys have been here. They know what we want. They know who we're looking for, and we trust them because they're front line. They know it. Talk to anyone to say hello to at home?
I sure do. I have.
It's all right.
My daughters. My head swells with pride.
How many daughters?
2. Tori. And Tim. I just love it so much.
You're allowed to. You're the dad.
Let me give a shout out to somebody else that's special to me. My brother Ken, his wife Cindy. My brother Ken has been an instrument to my issues and stuff like that. Especially my daughters, they know me. And Tori and I, she's also a disabled veteran, Afghanistan.
Your daughter?
My youngest one.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She actually saved a life over there, and she knew it in her gut to do something about it. If she wouldn't have done something and let her fellow soldier just lay there, they're embellished in the green zone, but alcohol poisoning. So Tori did something about it and went up her chain of command and got our fellow soldiers help. Now you know why my head swells.
You know what? We are our brother's keeper or sisters. It's our responsibility.
But I love my girls.
Yeah.
Tori, I know she already texted me. She's watching.
That's good. Listen, one last thing.
Yes, sir.
The people who are watching are the ones that donate the money that enable us to do this. I just want you to address that, please.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There is no true words to even fathomably express the gratitude I have for everybody out there that helped make this possible for the people I met during this week, people before me. Mr. Luther, he's been instrumental.
What's his nickname?
Only because he's in the background.
Tell him, what's his name?
His nickname is Mr. Orphis. I'm going to make it stick. He's been instrumental. Everybody here's been instrumental as far as learning what we need to learn. I learned a long time ago woodworking is very therapeutic. This only amplifies that fact that this is instrumental. And for those of you that, I watch the live podcast too, and I see the chats, and I see this all the time. Press the like button. Press the like button. You got to press that like button. But people, you are awesome. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that I was given this opportunity to participate in the Purple Heart Project. I want to thank Mr. Robcosman himself, his family, his team. I'm full. We're treated very, very well here, and it's humbling. It's a humbling experience.
Mike, thank you for being here, and I'll say, like Mike. So we don't get too many guys that are willing to put the skates on with us. But I asked him, I said, do you play hockey? He says, well, I would try anything once. So we had to put him on a line with Moose. No, actually, we put him opposite with Moose.
Moose, yeah.
Go ahead, tell them what you've been doing for the last 4 days.
So the Cosman team, first I want to just say thank you to you and your whole team, your whole family.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure.
It's an absolutely amazing experience to be able to come in and do this, and learn from the best. And like you said, he invited me to play hockey. I went and played hockey with his family. It was just an all-around amazing experience. And I mean, the knowledge we're taking away is absolutely amazing. I mean, there's no price you could put on that.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Matt Olson. I'm a Operation Enduring Freedom vet. I deployed to Afghanistan in late 2001 and into 2002.
So how many Dovetails did you cut, Matt, prior to coming?
That was my first.
First ever?
First ever.
I think this is the first one, one of the first ones I looked at, and I thought, well, okay, we're going to have a good class.
And then this was the first half line I've ever done.
Who do you want to say to? Anybody at home that you want to give a shout out to?
My wife, Wendy, my kids, Marin and Jalen. I think Marin's watching today. It was her last day of 4th grade. So, and Jalen's 18.
She's got 4th grade behind her.
Yep.
How's the food been?
Amazing. It's
enough?
I haven't felt hungry yet, so.
That's the downside.
Everything's been amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What address the combat wounded vet community in terms of why they need to be here? What's the advantage?
So listening to everybody else, it's kind of been the same theme. You know, we all felt, you know, we didn't really deserve it. You know, it's such a big, amazing experience, and I think all of us were very humbled, even getting picked. Like I remember when you called me, you know, it was almost like being starstruck. Just couldn't believe it. But you know, we're here, and it's absolutely amazing. If you're thinking about applying, absolutely apply. It's a life-changing experience. The group is amazing. The conversations we have, just people are just absolutely amazing, and the passion that Rob and his whole family and his whole team have is just. I mean, you got to see it to believe it. It's amazing.
Okay, thank you. What about the community that supports us? The very fact that
and the Oracle. Can't forget the Oracle. The support. I mean, thank you isn't going to cut it. I mean, this is like I said, life-changing experiences, and everybody in this room feels the same way, civilian and veteran alike. So I mean, thank you to everybody, and continue to support this program. It's absolutely amazing, and it's changed who knows how many lives. It's absolutely amazing program.
Wood is good.
Wood is very good.
Wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, man. I think this is our
Last.
quite possibly.
And
North.
also, I think
North
I
to
think
Alaska.
the youngest.
What?
I think he's the youngest.
Think what?
The youngest.
The youngest we've had?
Yeah.
30? 30? Tell them a little bit about yourself.
From Alaska, living in North Carolina, Army. I found out about this Purple Heart project when I was recovering in San Antonio through Operation Comfort. I was in a wheelchair and on crutches. They had a woodworking program there that I took part in, and Vic was the one
Vic
who...
and?
Chris.
Vic and Chris. They were the ones that told me to sign up, and this was back in 2019. But I was recovering, went back to a team, deployed again, and never had a consistent schedule until I moved to North Carolina to be an instructor. And now I know my schedule a few years out, and I finally got around to applying, and now I'm here.
Were Vic and Chris in the same class?
No, I don't think so.
But they were in our class when we taught up in Niagara Falls. But they run a really good woodworking program down there. We've heard lots of people. So big shout out to them for getting you here.
Yeah, while I was there, I made a little small short table for my daughter, and then 2 mini benches that fit maybe a kid and a half in the outline of a bear. So that was the project that Vic walked me through. But it was all power tools. I've never used any hand tools like this, except to hack out a door to get it to close better on the inside. But that was it.
What about address other combat wounded vets? You're younger by at least 15 years, I think, than anybody else in here.
Yeah.
So address that younger crowd of combat wounded vets in terms of what this can do for people, particularly in your situation.
It's such an incredible opportunity. For me, is just knowing that there are amazing families like this, and the people that support programs like this it's what makes me feel good about who I'm serving and what I'm doing is the families that have that are the bedrock of their towns, and third generation living in the same place. And I'm not from a family like that, and it's what makes great citizens. And having 10 kids and just the generosity and how welcoming you are, and everyone is here to see the community and to be able to serve and support that community makes it all worthwhile for me. It's a lot of times you're watching the news or you're seeing all the divisiveness, and it's easy to think it's like, this is what I'm supporting by serving my country, and then to know that there's all these amazing families that not only care but make everything run and produce and support, pick up hockey and all the amazing cooking and all the skills that you've developed and sharing with the community. That means so much to me. I'm going to be doing woodworking until I die, and I'll pass that on to my kids. And this is so complicated for me. And so many tools are involved. I don't know if I'd ever be able to get over that hurdle.
Whoa. I'm going to interrupt you. Look at this. How many have you cut?
This is my first one.
Okay, so first, now you need to see this really well. This is the first dovetail he's ever cut. Come up really close on that. Reminds me of 1 or 2 other vets that I've had in the class that did that good of work. So this, if mine was sitting there, I could have easily picked this up and thought that was mine. That is impressive. Really impressive.
6 minutes versus a day and a half.
Well, hey, I have to hold something over you. Who do you want to say hello to?
My wife's watching, Kayla, and my daughter. She'll be 3 in September. She's watching, so.
Don't you have another daughter on the way?
Yes, so my wife Kayla, she's pregnant due November 16, I believe. And then my daughter Isabella, she's watching and missing me terribly.
I'll bet. I remember being away from that at that age.
Yeah, she's very aware of whenever we're going.
Did I ask you, the people that watch are the people that support our program that make it possible. Can you address those?
Thank you for your unbelievable generosity. It makes a difference. And then for the vets thinking about programs like this is, even if you don't think that you're going to directly benefit, it helps. It helps your family, and it helps the other vets in the room too, and you're part of that community. So for me, even if you don't think that you need the community, or you're not suffering, you're injured but not suffering from PTSD, or you don't think that it's for you, you can. It's a great way to plug into that community. And I already know what I'm going to do in retirement is volunteering in ways like this, whether it's guiding for hunting or helping people. I'll be building benches for the rest of my life. I know what I'm going to do in retirement.
Do you know who's doing your bench yet? Did you find out?
Yeah. So
give him a shout out. That'd be awesome.
He just texted me.
Oh yeah.
It is Bill Whitson. Bill Whitson.
Bill or Phil?
Bill Whitson.
So Bill Whitson is building my workbench.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Jordan, pick the tool that these are all new to you. This is what he gets to take home. So all the vets get to take home about in US dollars about $4,000 worth of tools. Pick your favorite one. Tell me what you like the most, and don't pick my saw just because I'm standing here.
Oh, that's what I was going to reach for.
Attaboy.
But it's not the saw. This was nice. Actually, it's probably this one.
Really?
Because being able to transfer it and do it accurately, it makes that step of the process really easy.
Smart.
Especially with the back cut on the half lines.
Yep. When it reached down in?
It paired real well with the saw because it wasn't much of a curve, but the saw sat right in there and just lightly grip it. And it was perfectly straight. I didn't have to.
Yep.
You don't need 30-year-old eyes to do it. So.
Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. Thank you.
Sharpening. This
Sharpening is the number one skill.
This is worth it just to learn how to sharpen properly.
Yeah.
And then the food, 5-star meals. The woodwork is just a bonus.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for being here and for throwing that in at the end. Mike, you gonna say hello?
I will this time, since I didn't last time.
Oh, good.
Hey, let's go up to the front.
Well, we'll start right here for a second. This is Mike.
I mean, so you can get out of the way.
Oh, we're in their way? Well, then, okay, we'll come up here. So Mike is a Canadian combat wounded vet that was in our class as a student. Came over and checked me out numerous times without even stopping in. But I called him up. We needed an assistant. And I said, Mike, would you consider coming over? And his wife said, yes, he would. You say hello.
Hello, my name is Mike Cook. I'm a retired Canadian Forces veteran, wounded veteran. I spent 31 years started in the Army, went to the Air Force, spent some time on the ships with the Navy guys and the helicopters, and just about finished my career in Afghanistan. And then I ended up in Ottawa at the end, after I come back.
Fighting the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
That'll get me kicked off YouTube.
I had some issues when I came back from Afghanistan. It took me a while to realize, and I've always done some woodworking, and I'm not sure, some Facebook group, I think somebody mentioned you were doing something, and I checked out YouTube videos and I found them really interesting. And the Dovetail, I think, got me. It's always been the holy grail of woodworking. I always thought you needed a machine to do a dovetail. And now I know that you can't do a good dovetail with a machine. So. And mine aren't even anywhere near a lot of the guys that are here and that come on this course. Is it picture worthy? But yeah, so I got a hold in. I think I had to fight my way on the course. Got lucky that somebody couldn't show up, and I made it here. And I had a bit of a rough time But I learned a lot, and I didn't really realize how much I did learn until I got home and was able to practice what I did here. And then this Christmas, I made boxes for everybody.
Where'd you get your bench?
My what?
Where'd you get your bench?
Oh, I got it at the Kodiak
Who made
Woodworkers Guild in
same guys made
Guys,
yours?
Yeah, great bunch of guys. I actually took one from here when I left, like Eric was going to do, and same guys. And then I went to the shop afterwards, and I wanted to thank.
Oh, you stopped in the Kodiak Woodworks?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
That's right. Those two guys delivered it, but they weren't the only people to work on it. So
Right.
I wanted to thank the guys that actually did it. And most of them weren't there, but a few of them were. So
That's Mike.
I just want to show my appreciation.
Anyone to say hello to at home?
My wife is home all alone right now, cooking her own suppers this week. I'm not there, but if she's not watching now, I'll make her watch it when I come home.
And you're stuck eating sandwiches here and
Yeah, it's terrible.
bread and water.
Suck that
Real
in.
terrible.
Suck that in.
Well, Mike, listen, you've been wonderful help. You're not getting off the hook yet. We still have a couple of days, but I appreciate you being here.
And thanks for allowing me to come back and work with this group of
Hey,
guys.
my pleasure to have you. All right, we're a little bit behind, but that doesn't matter. I want Luther to say something when he ever comes back. But right now, Moose is here, and the Moose is loose. He always comes and does this. So I'm going to give him the mic. Hey, guys, just kind of listen for your name. Moose is going to tell you what he's going to do. Shall I sit down? Just get out of your way?
Yeah, I got this. Okay, every time there's a workshop, I like to express my thanks for the service of the people that attend here. And just can't get out of the camera, can he?
No. Ken told me to do it.
And I like to give away our most popular garment, the so-called dead cat sweater. So without further ado, Steve Bozovich. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
There's no meowing now.
Eric Levine.
Canadian ones get a little better insulated.
And one of the two Matts, Matt Olson.
Lucy. Luther.
Why?
He was very fast and skilled hockey player. Jordan Bauer.
You take the mic and read that. Just a minute.
Go, Jordan. Thank you. And Matt Dempsey.
Sean Matt.
James Teal.
He's running.
That's
Jimmy.
On the dead run.
That's Jimmy. That's Jimmy boy.
Welcome, thank you. Now I have one other individual, Michael Miller, but I have it on good intelligence from one Luther Shealy that you don't qualify. You already have one.
I had one a few years back. Oh, that's so
I can't.
sad. What I had done is my youngest daughter, Tori, showed an interest.
Yeah.
So I passed it to her, and she is, like I mentioned earlier, she is a disabled veteran from Afghanistan. So it's still.
I think it's in a good spot. Well, I
ruined that one.
I can't.
I passed it on. I didn't give it away. I passed it on.
I can't believe
Mike, you just won this.
I can't believe I used Luther's name and intelligence in the same sentence, but there you go. Playing with you.
Thank you, Moose. I really appreciate it, sir.
Thanks.
That was. So that was Luther setting you up. So we don't. Ken, here, you take that. Ken's got a little show of appreciation for our non-military students. Thanks to who packaged these up?
Oh, Angie packages them up, and it's her birthday this.
Oh, do you guys know who Angie is? Yes. So Angie is Ken's cousin. She's been stricken with an illness that's left her in her room for a long time, but she is getting better. She has a locker out front. She's got her hard hat? No, her hard hat? Apron, glasses.
Safety glasses.
She's coming to work. She and her sister Lynn do all the packaging of the t-shirts that are being destroyed as we speak. So we have to sing happy birthday to Angie, and then they and Angie and Lynn package up these t-shirts, and we're going to give each one of the civilian students one. So who can sing? Luther? Luther can sing.
No, he can't.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail.
Wrong song. So on 3, happy birthday to Angie. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angie. Happy birthday to you. You gotta remember all their names.
Yeah.
Start here. John.
John, I help you out.
Next.
Jim's next. Jim. Thank you. You gotta say his name.
That's
I can
Jim.
whisper it to you. Thank you.
Mark.
Mark. And then
Hey,
Chris.
Bruce, take that down to him. Don't make him walk all the way
Run
back.
that down there. Run that down there.
The next
Next
big
one.
guy,
Next one is.
Chris.
Next one is Chris.
Chris is the next big guy. Christine, if you want to really.
Luther's wound up today.
Yes.
You,
That's for Pat.
Pat don't get one.
Too late. It's on the way, Luther.
And then
Here comes another one.
and then Bob's
we'll
the invisible guy in the back.
And
You.
two civilians are missing.
Jeff.
Bob and Jeff is also invisible. Jeff.
Put one over in Jeff's bench, please.
He's invisible in the back left.
He had a misbehaving puppy he had to take care of. What are we giving away? Do we know?
Oh, I gotta go look it up now, huh?
Yes, you
No,
do.
you gotta read that list.
Oh, yeah, well, you can't do both. And he's the only one that can do that.
Do that while he's looking it up.
Okay. Megan, can you, so these are the people, call out the vet and call out the person that's building the bench for him. These are the volunteers.
Just
Sure, start this up.
okay.
Dan doesn't know what's on it, so
Megan,
go
this is
ahead.
Megan.
So
Megan
Sean Dempsey,
Matt.
Sean, Sean. The bench brigade volunteer is Brandon Padani.
Danny.
It says pronounced Padani.
I didn't know the names. Was tough.
He's in Columbus, Ohio. Really excited to do the build. He's got 6 kids and trying to catch up with Rob.
Hey.
And then we have Stephen.
Steve?
I'm gonna butcher your last name, Steve. Your bench brigade volunteer is Jeff Swagger. Cabinet shop owner from North Carolina. Eric is the Kodiak Woodworkers Guild. Totally lost track of how many benches they built.
9.
Oh, Rob knows.
They've built 9.
James is Dr. Jose
Which Jim?
James
No.
Teal.
What do you mean, which Jim?
There's
There's
Oh,
only
right,
one
right,
Jim
right,
getting
right,
the
right,
bench.
right. Sorry, only one Jim getting the bench. Sorry.
Santiago. He's coming from Sunset, LA to deliver. He's a phlebotomist. Is that how you say that? That's not. No, that's not a
I'm
phlebotomist.
so glad I gave her this
Yeah,
list.
it's not. That's not a phlebotomist.
Okay, can you two stop arguing?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what I'm reading here.
I was trying to confuse
He's a great guy with a real heart for vets, except for Luther. Matt Olson is Gary Badger.
Matt?
Is your volunteer.
Gary. Oh yeah, you knew that. Yeah.
He's a retiree from Texas. He sounds like a really accomplished woodworker. He would love to meet Matt during the build. You guys can get together. Jordan Bauer, your volunteer.
Jordan.
Is
The guy building your bench.
Bill Whitson.
Yeah. He knew that. He knew that too. Sorry.
He's a retired Coast Guard and was in the May 2022 class. He's super excited to build your bench. So,
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
Coasty. He's a coasty.
Coast. And Michael, there you are. Your bench brigade is Art Goddard.
Vanderlei.
Military
It's
contractor.
Vanderlei.
What?
Art Vanderlei.
It's a joke.
Okay.
It's a
Seinfeld.
Oh. That's why. Seinfeld's not funny. He's a military contractor from Tucson. He also is a really accomplished woodworker, and he's very excited to build your bench.
You said he's from Tucson?
Yes.
Awesome. Also, another thing about Art, which I just found out, he texted me, he's on a 2-week TV wipe right now at the moment. Then when he gets back, he'll be hooking up.
Wonderful. Round of applause for these volunteers. And I might add, Jack made us aware today that this class will include the, how many? 100th workbench built by the Bench Brigade and delivered. So that's a substantial accomplishment when you think about that. All right, so now we are going to, do we know?
Yeah.
How many?
1,560.
Okay, but we got some extra. So
Extra
that'll be 2. Jim's donation.
Oh yeah, Jim's 1,000.
So we're at 2. So we're giving away 2 prizes. So I think one of them should be, actually we could give away both because that's why they donated them. So these are, can somebody hold these up? Do you remember his wife's name? I apologize. She's home. She's home taking care of. This is a U.S. patriotic quilt, handmade by Jeff's wife. But I apologize for not remembering her name. But she's here with them. She's taking care of the dogs, and she's a big quilter. So she made that, and we are going to send that to Frick.
Just a second.
Just
He
a
was
second.
sleeping, he said.
Yes, I was. Okay.
We have an American one and a Canadian one.
Ah, the coveted
So
one.
Frick,
Yeah, I'm
One's
ready.
prettier than the other.
did you find the name?
'cause it's here.
I'm coming over. Who's the name?
All right.
We need a Canadian and an American.
Well, I can't pick where they're
Well,
from.
can you go through a few until you get a Canadian?
There's a American.
So Michael, I think he's been in our class.
Yes, I think he has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a second. Michael Delvoye, how do you pronounce it?
Michael Delvoye.
Jake,
Yeah.
where's Mike Delvoye from? Delvoye.
Minnesota or no, Wisconsin.
Yeah, he just won it. Awesome. Okay, the second one?
It has to be a Canadian.
Well, it's a Canadian.
That's the material.
It's a Canadian. That's the backside.
Oh, there we go.
Really?
What are the
look
odds?
at that.
Bunch of
hey.
little glue joints.
Hey, what? I wanted one Canadian, one American. What are the odds? The second guy came up was a Canadian from Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, and I forgot his name.
Anthony Stevens.
This is you're showing the Canadian side.
No, we did.
Oh,
We
you did?
missed it.
Okay, sorry.
Where were you? You were gone?
I was over here looking at names.
Okay,
Can you
we're
find the
done.
guy's name? We didn't announce it. Just ask Frick what the name was.
It is Anthony Stevens.
Oh, we got it. Ken.
Stevenson.
Anthony Stevens in Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Congratulations. Okay, we're a little over, but who cares? Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight. We certainly appreciate your support. We'll put it to good use. This class finishes up on Saturday night, and then we're back here with another class mid-June.
Yes.
Mid-June, and Luther's going to be off in Korea, so Super Dave is going to be here running the show.
First time in 4 years.
First time in 4 years. Let's
How
hope
time
didn't
he
forget.
shows up.
Yes. Yeah.
Gets off
he's
his
been
couch.
absent without leave. Yeah, he has been AWOL.
So he's only pretty good to leave now, right?
Yeah, he's slipping.
Mediocre.
He's slipping. What does he say when he says about a sore back from doing what?
Carrying the nation on his shoulders.
Carrying the nation on his shoulders. Always out saving people. Anyway, it's been wonderful. This has been a great class, great camaraderie. Really enjoy it. Looking forward to the next couple of days. Thank you for being here. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Amen.